My loving audience, take my love and subscribes my channel. Was this really just a simple mistake born of exhaustion, or was it a window into a soul that never actually left Fairmont Crest's most toxic marriage? I've been thinking about this all day because honestly, what we saw this week on Beyond the Gates was a total game changer. Welcome back, everyone. Today we are doing a deep dive into the absolute wreckage of Dani Dupree's composure. If you thought the drama peaked back when she literally showed up to a wedding in all black and ready to pull a trigger, you clearly weren't prepared for the psychological warfare happening in this hospital hallway. I mean, let's be real for a second. We've seen Dani do some wild things, but this felt different. This felt like a confession wrapped in a mistake. Let's set the stage for this absolute disaster because context is everything here. Bill Hamilton, a man whose ego is arguably larger than his actual fortune, has collapsed again. We watched him hit the floor on Friday, August 7th, and the ripple effect has been nothing short of catastrophic for the Dupree and Richardson families. While Bill is fighting for his life in a hospital bed, the women in his orbit are fighting for his legacy, his heart, and let's be honest, in Haley's case, his bank account. But the real shocker isn't just the medical emergency. It's what happened when Dani Dupree finally looked at Haley Lawson and saw a mirror of her own past obsession. In a moment of pure, unadulterated rage, Dani didn't just defend her ex-husband. She reclaimed him. She didn't call him her children's father. She didn't call him Bill. She looked the woman people are calling the Black Widow right in the eye and declared, "I will always be here for my husband." Think about that for a minute. That wasn't just a slip of the tongue. To me, it felt like a subconscious territorial marking. Dani has spent years being told she was too much or too old by Bill during their messy divorce. Watching a younger woman like Haley allegedly poison him, and we'll get into that poison theory in a bit, triggers every insecurity Dani has ever had. She isn't just fighting for Bill's life in that moment. She's fighting to prove she was the only one who ever truly owned him. Does that make sense to you guys? It's like her brain reverted to a time when she was the one in charge of his care. It's fascinating and terrifying all at once. To really understand why Dani is so shocked by her own words, and why we should be even more shocked, we have to look at the Dani Dupree paradox. This is a woman who, just a few weeks ago, was accidentally walking in on her sister Nicole and Kyle Rollins in a major bedroom drama. She laughed it off with a simple oopsie and even teased her sister about leaving that unattended in her room. That Dani was light, she was teasing, and she seemed like she had finally moved on. But the hospital Dani? That woman is a ghost of the version who was sad, pathetic, and drinking too much while breaking into Bill's house. Internally, I bet Dani is feeling a suffocating sense of guilt right now. She's currently married to Andre Richardson, a man who actually sees her and treats her with respect. Yet the moment Bill is in danger, she reverts to a role she played for decades. It's a betrayal of her current happiness. She probably feels like a fraud, standing there in her new life while her heart is still beating in time with a man who continually cheated on her. Have you ever felt that? Like you're finally over someone until a crisis hits and suddenly you're right back where you started? It's a trauma response, plain and simple. Now, some people see this as Dani wanting Bill back, but I think it's deeper than a simple romance. I think Dani is addicted to the conflict Bill provides. With Andre, life is stable, nurtured, and healthy. But for someone like Dani, who glows and sparkles when things are wild and fabulous, health can sometimes feel like boredom. Calling him husband wasn't a romantic plea in my opinion. It was a battle cry to remind Haley that Dani is the original, and Haley is just a poorly cast sequel. I'll be totally blunt with you guys. I think Dani is sabotaging the best thing that ever happened to her. Andre Richardson is a massive catch, but Dani is treating him like a placeholder for her next inevitable crisis with Bill. It is so infuriating to watch a character we love regress this hard, especially when Bill's ego won't even allow him to admit he messed up by marrying Haley in the first place. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You want to look away, but you just can't. Psychologically, Dani is suffering from what I call legacy identity crisis. Her identity for years was Mrs. Bill Hamilton. Even though she eloped with Andre in Vegas, that title was a quick fix for a deep-seated wound. When she sees Haley at the hospital, allegedly lawyering her anxiety or failing to show proper grief, Dani's ego takes over to correct the situation. It's a defensive mechanism to protect her past, even if it burns down her entire future. She's protecting the idea of what they had, even if what they had was actually pretty terrible. And now, things are getting much, much worse. Dani isn't the only one with a shocking secret this week. While she's sitting on the reality of her feelings for Bill, and that secret kiss they shared, Andre is being haunted by a mystery stalker from his past in Europe. The irony here is just sickeningly perfect, isn't it? On Wednesday, August 12th, Dani goes to Vanessa for advice, probably terrified of what her husband's slip means for her sanity. At the same time, Andre is turning to Ted Richardson for guidance on a secret he's been sitting on for far too long. They are two people living under the same roof, both terrified that the person sleeping next to them is actually a stranger. I'm starting the prediction clock right now. Andre's mysterious rendezvous on Friday is going to be the final nail in the coffin for Team DeAndre. There is a really high probability that Heather Armstrong, who has been bonding with Vanessa and sticking her nose into everyone's business, is the very woman haunting Andre's memory. If Heather is the stalker, and she connects back to Andre's messy past, Dani's slip of the tongue won't even be the biggest bombshell of the month. Imagine the fallout if Andre's past is just as dark as Dani's present. By Friday, August 14th, that oopsie energy from the bedroom walk-in is officially dead and buried. Dani finds herself in the hot seat with the three people who know her best and probably fear for her the most: Anita, Vernon, and Nicole. This isn't just a casual family brunch, guys. This is a full-blown interrogation. Anita and Vernon have watched Dani go off the rails before. They saw her with golf clubs, they saw the guns, and they saw her breaking into houses. They are terrified that Bill's medical crisis is a trigger that will send her back to a pathetic place where she gives up her dreams for a man who never deserved them. They aren't just being nosy parents here. They are trying to save her from herself. Vernon, in particular, is keeping a watchful eye because he understands the Banacre business and the Dupree reputation. He knows that if Dani backtracks to Bill, it isn't just her heart at stake. It's the family's political and social standing. His demand for answers is a form of damage control for a daughter he clearly thinks is one bad day away from a total breakdown. Do you think he's right to be that worried? Or should he trust her more? We have to address the shock mentioned in all the spoilers this week. While the headlines might make you think she's seeing a ghost, the shock is actually a twofold realization. First, she was shocked by that eyeful of Nicole and Kyle, which served as a reminder that life moves on and people find new love. But the deeper shock? That happened when she saw Haley Lawson acting like the new Mrs. Hamilton in a way that felt like a mockery of Dani's entire life. She saw Haley's street Bart's plans, her total lack of concern for Bill's health, and her sinister plot unfolding, and Dani was shocked into a total regression. I honestly don't think Dani is a villain here. She's a survivor of emotional abuse and infidelity who is being gaslit by a medical crisis. Is her husband's slip messy? Oh, absolutely. Is it disrespectful to Andre? 100%. But in the high-stakes world of Fairmont Crest, Dani is the only one acting with raw, honest, even if it's misplaced, emotion. She's the only one who seems to actually care if Bill lives or dies, besides his daughters. As we head into the weekend, the tension is like a freight train with no brakes. Andre is being lured to a rendezvous that smells like a total trap. Nicole and Kyle are receiving unsettling news that could derail their exclusive new bond. And Bill Hamilton is making a request of Dani that is specifically designed to enrage Haley. Think about the psychology of Bill's request for a second. He is dying. He knows Haley is horrible on some level, even if his ego won't let him say it out loud. By reaching out to Dani, he isn't just asking for a favor. He's asking for sanctuary. He's choosing the woman he knows truly loves him over the woman he knows is just waiting for him to stop breathing. I am calling it now. Andre's stalker is not just an ex-lover. It's someone who knows a messy past that involves the Dupree family in a way we haven't even seen yet. If Andre was hiding a secret about that mystery champagne or some betrayal back in Europe, and that secret involves a Dupree, the entire Fairmont Crest social structure is about to collapse. It's all connected, isn't it? Every secret in this town eventually comes out, and usually at the worst possible time. This week has been an absolute masterclass in soap opera psychology, and I really need to hear what you guys think about all this. First off, are you team reunion or team never again? Do you think Dani and Bill are endgame regardless of how toxic they are, or should she fight for her marriage with Andre? I see so many of you debating this in the comments, and I want to know where you stand today. Second, let's talk about that husband slip. Was it a bombshell confession of love, or just a trauma-induced mistake? Did she mean it, or was it just a habit of 20 years coming out under pressure? And finally, what about the stalker? Is Heather Armstrong the one luring Andre, or is there a brand new player about to enter Fairmont Crest? I have a feeling Heather is involved, but this show always loves a good curveball. Drop your theories in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and I want to see who called the big reveal first. If you enjoyed this deep dive and my take on the drama, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn those notifications on so you don't miss our full breakdown of the Friday fallout. Fairmont Crest is basically burning down right now, and Dani Dupree just handed everyone a match. It's going to be a wild ride, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Until next time, keep watching, keep theorizing, and stay messy. Let's look closer at the Monday episode specifically, because that's where the fuse is lit. We see Haley's travel plans falling apart. She's so desperate to get Bill to St. Bart's because she thinks that's the fastest way to grab his fortune and run. It's chilling, isn't it? She's not packing for a vacation, she's packing for a crime. And then you have Caroline Lee, who is basically the only competent person in the room, rushing to Bill's rescue. If it weren't for her, Bill might have already been gone. It makes you wonder why Bill keeps trusting Haley when Caroline is the one actually saving his life. And then we have the law firm drama with Naomi and Tomas. Naomi is lawyer ing her anxiety, which is such a great way to describe her. She's marking her territory before her dad is even gone, and Tomas is calling her out on it. It shows how much pressure these families are under. Even in grief, or the threat of it, they are thinking about power and control. Naomi is so offended by his comment, but maybe it's because deep down, she knows he's right. She's a Hamilton Dupree, power is in her DNA. The husband's slip happens in the middle of all this chaos. Dani is lashing out at Haley, telling her she'll never replace her in Bill's heart. And then the words just fly out, "I will always be here for my husband." The entire hospital room just goes silent. You can almost feel the air leave the room. It's a bombshell moment because it redefines everything. It tells Andre he's second best. It tells the family Dani is still stuck in the past. And it tells Haley that she has a much bigger fight on her hands than she realized. Do you think Bill heard her? He's in critical condition, but sometimes people in those states can still hear what's happening around them. If he heard Dani call him her husband, that might be the very thing that brings him back. Or it might be the thing that makes him realize how much he's hurt her. And what about Andre? He's not even there yet, but you know word is going to get back to him. Kat is already telling Ted, "Don't get me started on Aunt Dani." The gossip mill in Fairmont Crest moves faster than the speed of light. By Tuesday, the request Bill makes of Dani is going to set Haley off even more. We don't know exactly what he asks for yet, but it's something intimate enough that he chooses Dani over his actual wife. That is a huge slap in the face for Haley. It shows that in his hour of need, Haley is the last person Bill wants to rely on. He wants someone who actually knows him. He wants Dani. And Haley's rage is going to be something to behold. She's already Black Widow suspect number 1, and a woman like that is most dangerous when she's cornered. We also have Vernon demanding answers from Joey. This family dynamic is so tangled. Joey's sister Heather is the one causing all the friction between him and Vanessa. Vanessa is getting the ick from Heather, and I don't blame her. Heather is making comments about sharing a bed with Joey for years, which, okay, they're siblings, but the way she says it is just creepy. She's definitely stirring the pot, and you have to wonder what her real endgame is. Is she there for family, or is she there to blow everything up? And then there's the news Nicole and Kyle get. Spoilers call it unsettling. After they just reached a new understanding and were getting intimate, this feels like the universe is trying to pull them apart again. On this show, unsettling news usually means someone's past is coming back to haunt them. Is it something about Carlton? Or is it something about Kyle's own history? Whatever it is, it's going to test their new bond almost immediately. Wednesday is all about advice and guided secrets. Dani turns to Vanessa, and Andre turns to Ted. It's like they both know their marriage is on thin provincial ice. Andre is looking over his shoulder and needs help finding his stalker. He can't deal with it alone anymore. This tells me the threat is real and it's close. If he's turning to Ted, he's looking for someone with experience and maybe some Hamilton Richardson muscle to help him out. But will Ted give him the right advice? Or will he tell him to come clean to Dani? Meanwhile, Kat gets herself into Haley's crosshairs. Kat has been building a case against Haley for weeks. She's the one who asked if Haley was a Black Widow in the first place. If Haley realizes Kat is onto her, Kat could be in serious danger. We've seen how Haley handles obstacles. She doesn't just move them, she tries to eliminate them. Kat needs to be very careful who she talks to right now. The Tyrell and Martin stuff is also heating up. Tyrell is acting like a toddler according to some, but he's just an 18-year-old kid who's tired of being told what to do. He's heartbroken over Jessica, and his dad is breathing down his neck about college. It's a classic generational clash, but in a family like the Richardsons, everything is amplified. Martin wants him to be a success, but Tyrell just wants to be himself. It's a struggle a lot of us can relate to, right? Thursday brings the electric moment between Caroline and Haley. These two women are playing a high-stakes game. Caroline is the one who actually knows medicine, and Haley is the one who knows manipulation. It's a battle of expertise versus deceit. Whoever blinks first is going to lose control of the narrative around Bill's health. And Andre's visit with Bill is also going to be incredibly tense. What do they have to say to each other? Andre is married to Bill's ex-wife, and Bill is the man Dani just called husband. The air in that hospital room must be thick enough to cut with a knife. Finally, we get to Friday and the big interrogation. Anita, Vernon, and Nicole aren't going to let that husband comment slide. They are going to demand to know where Dani's heart really lies. Is she with Andre, or is she still the woman who shared a secret kiss with Bill after Chelsea was kidnapped? That kiss was a major turning point, and it seems like it's all coming to a head now. Dani is sitting on that secret, and secrets always have a way of exploding. And then there's Andre's Friday rendezvous. He's being lured to a meeting. This has trap written all over it. If he meets up with the stalker, and that stalker is Heather, everything we know about him is going to change. Heather has been gathering information from Vanessa all week. She's a dangerous player, and Joey might not even be able to stop her. The week ends on a massive cliffhanger that leaves us all wondering if Team DeAndre will even exist by next Monday. What do you think is the most shocking part of all this? Is it Dani's slip, or is it the mystery around Andre's past? I'm personally leaning towards the stalker mystery, because it adds a whole new layer of danger to the show. But Dani's emotional regression is just as compelling. It shows that no matter how much you change, the past is always just one crisis away from catching up with you. Anyway, that's my take on the upcoming week of Beyond the Gates. It's going to be absolutely legendary. Make sure you're watching every day so you don't miss a single oopsie or bombshell. And seriously, tell me in the comments, do you think Haley is actually poisoning Bill? There's so much evidence pointing that way, but on a soap, things are never quite what they seem. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite Fairmont Crest drama. I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned, because the gates are definitely staying open for this kind of messiness. Let's keep the conversation going. Do you think Anita and Vernon are being too hard on Dani? Or are they just being good parents trying to prevent another shooting? Let me know. And what about Nicole and Kyle? Do you think they can survive the unsettling news that's coming their way? There's just so much to talk about. I'll be in the comments reading all your theories. See you there.